Hey, what's going on, Panther fans? Getting at you to make a little video here. I've been away for a few weeks. Really sorry about that. I meant to get videos out during the preseason this year, and definitely during week one, but it just hasn't happened, and I really apologize for that. Things have just been so crazy. But I'm getting at you right now. Give a little review of what happened this past weekend, and hopefully a good preview of what's to come. So, preseason. Everything in the preseason I thought worked out really well. We played awesome in every game except for the Philly game. Really showed up really well against the world champs. Played our butts off. I was at the Chicago game in Charlotte. Thought it was awesome. They played really well. I was there for a wedding and for some family stuff in North Carolina. But just was really impressed by the team in every facet of the game for most of the preseason. The offense kind of was lagging behind a little bit, which is what we saw basically this past weekend against Seattle. And so moving into that game, it was a rough game. Your offense, they have to put up more than 7 points. In the NFL, if your defense holds a team to 12 points, you should win that game without question. And especially with the weapons we have on offense and Cam Newton, there's no way we should have lost. So big props to the defense. They played their hearts out this past weekend. They gave the touchdown, I know, to lose the game to Seattle, but they were on the field for a lot of that second half, and they can only bend so far before they break. It was up to the offense to score at least one more touchdown, and they were going to before D'Angelo fumbled the ball away. I think it was about the 10-yard line. Really disappointing outcome. I thought that was almost basically a must-win game, coming out strong, winning the opener against a strong team in the NFC. And props to Seattle for this game, because they did do a good job in this game. It wasn't just us losing. Although we should have won. We played good enough to win, I think. So basically, offense just has to do more. And it's a problem. I mean, we ran the ball more, which I like. I think we got away from the running game way too much last season, and to focus back on that again, I think is good for our team. It can only be good. Offensive line, they got some push up front on Sunday. Had some good carries for D'Angelo, but Cam, he was okay, even though the stats didn't look very good. Greg Olsen with 2 drops. I think LaFell had a drop, and there was just, the receivers and everything just wasn't really cohesive on offense this Sunday. It's a game we should have won, and basically, I was going to mention the stats. So, historically for the Panthers, if they've won their first game, then they've made the playoffs 50% of the time. So half the times they've made the playoffs after winning game 1. However, if they lose game 1, they've only made the playoffs 8% of the time. And that's pretty rotten odds. It sets you off on the wrong foot from the get-go, and it just puts you behind the 8 ball. I mean, I know the season's not over. I'm not saying the season's over, and I'm still going to be in it for every game, no matter what. But it's hard to always be digging out of a hole, and this is the same kind of stuff we saw last year. Having the lead in the fourth quarter and then blowing it and losing by just a few points. It's so hard as a fan to see that week after week, and hopefully they could turn it around. Steve Smith, Cam Newton, those guys had really good interviews post-game. They were talking a totally different tune than what they were talking last year. They were more positive, upbeat, saying, this season's not over. We know we have a good team, so on and so forth. That hasn't been the case the last couple of years. Cam has always been sulking, just really down about the loss. But maybe this is a sign of improving leadership. I don't know. So for this week, we're going to New York to play the Buffalo Bills. It should be a winnable game, although I think the Bills are kind of underrated this year, and they should have beaten the Patriots last week. Maybe the Patriots are a down team too. They have a lot of injuries and aren't the same team as they were on their roster. So we'll see how it all plays out. It's going to be in a harsh environment. Buffalo, I mean, even though they've had so many losing years, you know, they've got good fans, and they have a really good atmosphere up there in Buffalo. But the offense just basically has to step it up this week. They have to. I think they have to score 2 or 3 touchdowns at least to win this game. E.J. Manuel, he was pretty good last week, being a rookie that I thought was really reached on by Buffalo in the draft. I didn't expect him to come out and play that well. He didn't put up stellar numbers, but he was efficient, and those are a lot of times the kind of quarterbacks that kill us, kill our defenses. So really hope that we come out prepared and take this game too, because we've got to have at least one win going into the Week 4 bye. And if we're going to that bye 0-3, then you can kiss it goodbye. I'm saying it right now. And we play the Giants Week 3, and they throttled us last year. So hopefully we can win these next 2 and go in with a winning record. That would be fantastic. But we have to at least win one of these next 2. So this is, I think, the more winnable game of the 3. So from here on out, I'm going to try to get a preview and review for every game for the rest of the season. I'm going to try my best. Things are really busy, but try to take the time. This is it's a time-consuming process to make the videos, so really try not to bail on you guys. And that's about all I got for you guys. I don't think, if you've noticed the jersey I'm wearing, it's number 13, and you probably say, who the heck's 13? We don't have anybody that plays for the team that's 13. I don't think I've shown this jersey yet on a video, but it was a wedding gift from my wife in June. The night before our wedding at a rehearsal, she gave it to me, and so 13 is for the year we're married, 2013, and it's got my name. If you can see in the mirror, it's got my name on the back. So that's really cool. I was really happy to get that, and really thoughtful. So she knows what kind of fan I am, and that shows it right there. So have an awesome rest of the week, you guys. Have a great weekend, and be sure to be on cheering for the Panthers this Sunday. I'm excited, kind of nervous. Hope we can pull out the win. So we'll talk to you after Sunday or Monday, and go Panthers. Keep pounding.